Hi, welcome to day 7. We are reading Preparing for Passover, a 14-day devotional for the days from Biblical New Year to Passover by Tina Chen. Day 7, Burrowing Insects. Read Exodus 8, verses 16 through 19. I'll be reading from the WebUS translation. Yah said to Moses, "Tell Aaron, stretch out your rod and strike the dust of the earth, that it may become lice throughout all the land of Egypt." They did so, and Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod, and struck the dust of the earth, and there were lice on man and on animal. All the dust of the earth became lice throughout all the land of Egypt. The magicians tried with their enchantments to produce lice, but they couldn't. There were lice on man and on animal. Then the magicians said to Pharaoh, "This is God's finger." But Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he didn't listen to them, as Yah had spoken. Day 7, Burrowing Insects. The third plague Yah sent on Egypt is quite interesting, because we don't know exactly what insects it involved, only that it was miserable. Yah told Moses to tell Aaron to stretch out his staff and strike the dust of the ground. He did, and there was instantly an infestation of some sort of burrowing insect. The word used for these bugs in the original Hebrew, kinim, is only used in this passage, and it comes from a root word meaning to dig. So it is likely that these insects dug under the skin in some way. The scriptures tell us that both people and animals were affected. Lice, sandflies, gnats, fleas, mosquitoes, and ticks have all been posited by historians and translators as possibilities. Whatever the insects were, this plague was a great affront to the Egyptian god of the earth, to whom Egyptians attributed everything that came from the soil. The god they sacrificed to in expectation of receiving bounty from the earth was unable to make good on his promise at just a touch from Aaron's staff, representing the authority of Yah. At that touch, the Egyptian god of the earth was immediately rendered powerless and shown for the fraud he was. Another interesting consequence of this plague was the dreadful effect it had on the priests of Egypt. They were required to undergo a number of daily rituals, including shaving all the hair off their bodies, wearing a single linen tunic and shoes made from papyrus, and bathing in cold water multiple times a day, for the express purpose of guarding against the presence of lice, fleas, and other burrowing insects, so that they would remain in an acceptable state of cleanliness to be able to sacrifice to their gods. This plague instantly rendered the entire Egyptian priesthood unclean, and unable to provide service and sacrifices to their gods. It showed them that no matter how rigorously they tried to purify themselves with their own traditions, it was all for nothing in the face of Yah's holiness. As we look into our own hearts, let's examine ourselves to be sure we are not believing and relying on false promises of provision. We must never fall prey to the lies that our jobs provide for us, or that the earth itself gives us food. We must ensure that we truly believe that all we have comes from Yah, and Yah alone, and that we are showing him proper gratitude for all he gives. We must also understand that we can never make ourselves clean enough to be able to stand before him. Our own attempts at purifying ourselves will always fall flat in the face of his holiness. Only his provision is able to make us clean, and we must accept it on his terms.